Well, hello my beautiful Leo, welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with a little bonus reading all about you. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Now, I'm using Gaia chimes, so please be mindful to turn down your volume if you are someone who is sensitive to sound, okay? So let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Leo, this is a little bonus reading all about you. Us tarot readers, we tend to focus on career, money, love, but we never ask how are you doing. So this reading is going to tap into what's going on with you right now, how you're moving through this time period and what lies on the other side, of course. Now, I'm using a Celtic cross. I'm using one deck there because I love the simplicity it lends to this particular reading. So let us begin. This reading, of course, it may not resonate with everyone, and just take what is for you and leave the rest behind, okay? Okay, so let us start. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Leo? What are they going through right now? What is the foundation of what it is they're experiencing at this present moment in time? What is crossing them? What is to come? Can you please show them the way? Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. What do they need to be aware of at this time? So the first card there is Temperance. A lot of you are learning patience in a situation, especially being a fire energy. You tend to be someone who's very passionate, very, determined there. But the Temperance card indicates a lot of you are focused on your sense of purpose at this time. And some of you also may feel like you're in the middle of something. Oh, okay, I just need to go get that card for you. It is the Six of Pentacles. So you're trying to find some sort of balance in your life right now. For some of you, you may feel like something is one-sided. You're doing everything all by yourself. And you may feel something is not fair at this time as well. And you're trying to accomplish something, but it feels like there's been some sort of unstable situation or something you've had to overcome. For some of you, this could be financial because of that Six of Pentacles there. There is an energy, though, of trying to work something out. I'm actually seeing a question mark in the water. I'm scrying in the water at the same time as doing a reading. And a lot of you could be questioning something or questioning a path, or perhaps you're trying to find information on something right now in order to inform your next decision or your next step in life. How would you like to receive? Okay, so we have the Emperor energy, we have the Sun. Okay, so we have a lot of major arcana cards here. This is a full deck, okay? So something big is happening in your life right now, but you may feel you've had like so much responsibility on your shoulders and it feels like it's one-sided. It feels like life got pretty serious. You're trying to achieve something. You've taken responsibility for something. You have so much on your plate right now and it's an effort. And the Sun energy indicates that, there is a lot of joy and happiness and success in your future, a lot of personal growth and development that you're going through. You're about to enter some sort of portal. Hey, look at that. We have that Four of Pentacles. Now, this is in your near future. So this is you trying to create some sort of stability or trying to springboard from, the place that you feel like you're at right now. And a lot of you, of course, you're trying to let go of something at the same time. So this could be something emotional. okay? Or it could be an expectation, perhaps. We have that King of Swords. Yeah, a lot of questioning. That's your advice to yourself in this moment. Get the information, or work something out, or see things clearly. Be decisive in your decision about something. A lot of you are trying to be organized in some sort of like chaotic situation, and be really like decisive in the next steps. You know, you're a very honest person. You're leading with your heart. You're leading with integrity. But you may feel something abruptly happened there that you need to reassess or get clear on before you make a necessary step. We have the Fool card. Whoa, some really big cards here for you. So there's some sort of new adventure or perhaps new beginning. But what I do see here, a lot of you, I mean, the history of the Emperor card, which I will show you right now, actually, it's in your past position indication. This kind of tells me that a lot of you right now, you are under a lot of pressure. You have lots of responsibility on your shoulders, or you feel responsible or a sense of duty for something, and life got pretty serious. And the history of the Emperor card, this is why it's important. You know, there used to be a Fool in the background of the Emperor card, and you have the Fool card there as well. So this can indicate that life, it's pretty tough. It happens when we're actually making other plans sometimes, but you know, there is a little reminder there to not forget about your playful side, your inner child. You know, this is a time to really honor, you know, moments of spending time alone or doing something that you're passionate about. I know, easier said than done. Life is pretty hard. It's, you know, pretty full on at this moment in time. We got the Strength card. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a reading that has so many major arcana cards in it, especially a Celtic cross. I mean, you have 1, 2, 3 cards. 3 cards that are not major arcana cards, and every other card is a major. So this tells me that this is a big moment in your life. And we have a 7 of Pentacles here. Okay, I'm just going to go one more, because, you know, 7 of Pentacles indicates hard work, diligence, keeping your eye on something, but also it indicates that some of you are evaluating. You know, you're dissatisfied with some of the developments that have been occurring right now, and you're checking the exchange, you're planning the next steps, but you're looking at what's not working, you're looking at what is working. But, you know, this reading is not about things outside of yourself. This can be about, like, how you feel about yourself right now. For some of you, you may feel that you should be further along as to where you feel like you are right now, but actually you're exactly where you need to be, because you're learning a lot of lessons, you're moving through challenges at this time. You know, you are, I feel a lot of you are rediscovering that playful side, or rediscovering a sense of self that you feel like you've lost out on. For some of you, with that Emperor energy, it could be an experience or something in the past that occurred that, you know, made you feel you had to be responsible. I mean, humanity went through a major event a couple of years ago, and the Emperor can represent authoritative figures or structures that came into place, or events that occurred that were connected to some sort of, you know, establishment, and everything changed. And it can be that you're trying to find your way through this. Even though it's like 5 years on, it can be a marker of something that had a ripple effect in your life. And the 8 of Cups, you can see a lot of your relationships kind of evolving, or you've walked a lonely path, or you're freeing yourself up from something. You're rejecting things that used to be, and they were present, they were structured, and now you feel like you're trying to freewheel through life in some way, or you're trying to do the alternative path, because the 7 of Pentacles is the alternative path. And a lot of you may have found yourself on it, and it feels like a very lonely or isolating experience, because you're being called to walk alone on something with that 8 of Cups. And this could be like this major journey of self-discovery. You know, things that used to hit in a different way just don't feel the same anymore for some of you. And, you know, you are walking a path towards the sun. You know, your potential energy is the sun right there. This figure is facing the sun, so you are facing, you know, happiness, abundance, what brings you joy, which of course is going to be different for everybody. Everybody's going to want something different, but you're facing it head on, and you're going to achieve it. This is the potential. You are going to achieve, you know, that happiness that you crave. Remember, happiness, of course, it comes from within self, but it will kind of like emanate out into your exterior circumstances. Thoughts become things, very relevant, especially since you have that King of Swords energy there. And I feel a lot of you are trying to also limit any intrusive thoughts that tear you down or make you feel doubt in any way. I feel like you're trying to build in confidence at this time. But your near future, there is going to be like some sort of opportunity or portal that opens up there for you so that you can elevate towards that sun. So I do feel that even though you may be under a bit of pressure right now, or you're trying to navigate something and be patient about something and trying to transcend in some way, and this could be some sort of spiritual transcendence. It doesn't have to be that you're just reaching for something tangible, but because you have, pentacles there, it tells me that a lot of you, this is material. It doesn't have to be money per se, but it can be like stability. Four of Pentacles there is you just want to be stable. You just want to feel secure. And right now the world feels like a very volatile place, or a world that seems like it's been turned upside down in some way, and we just don't know where we fit in anymore. Whereas before there were structures perhaps that you felt you could work with those parameters, as it were, but now it just feels like everything is kind of like different somehow. The energy is different. So that's what I'm getting straight off the bat for your reading and your energy. I mean, you have a wonderful Ace of Wands there. So this can indicate, new ideas, new energy. A lot of you, if you felt, because you have a lot of energy cards here, this could be that you're trying to rediscover that endless, boundless energy that you used to have, that fiery passion. If you feel that perhaps something or somebody has dampened that within you. I feel there's an energy here that, you are not the sum. I know there's people out there that say that you are the sum of the people that you surround yourself with, but you're not. You are individual. You're whole all by yourself. And some of you, if you've been feeling drained recently, it could be that you've been picking up energy from other people, but you're not the sum of that energy. So it could be that you need to protect your energy or walk away from something that perhaps is pushing your buttons in some way, or is, not aligning with your highest good. So your first card there is a foundation card. So the Temperance card is like, you just want peace. You just want to focus on your sense of purpose. There's an energy here of tempering how you live in some way, or tempering your thoughts. This could be you blending your energies as well in order to create something. But the Temperance card indicates there's one thing you have learned in life, and that's patience, the waiting game of life. You don't like it, of course. It's not fair sometimes, but you've learned to wait, because everything has a time and a place, and everything will teach us when it is meant to teach us. But this Temperance energy right now for you, I'm getting this evaluation. You have a brilliant mind. You're trying to work out something. I mean, it's interesting that I saw a question mark there, because a lot of you, this energy is questioning. Okay, so it could be you're trying out ideas, or perhaps some of you are psychologically healing from something and you're doing a lot of questioning, like, why did I have that experience? Some of you, it can be connected to a parental type figure, especially since you have a Fool card there, the Foundation with the Temperance energy. It can be that you are reassessing or nostalgic about your childhood or your first foundation as you came up in life. It can be that you witnessed or experienced some very challenging things that perhaps nobody should have ever experienced or witnessed, and you're trying to kind of like almost like reprogram to recognize that that's not your narrative now, that that's something that shaped you, which is very important, of course. It was the structure of you with that Emperor energy, but it is not something that defines you now, and you can be free from it. You can liberate yourself so it does not, impede on your future happiness. You are in charge of the next steps. So I feel a lot of you are reclaiming power in your life right now and trying to be free from something. This figure is very free and kind of feeling their way through life. And I feel a lot of you, that's what you're doing right now. You're feeling your way through something, but you have some questions and you're trying to kind of like work out the next steps. It says here, middle path, patience, and finding meaning, that sense of purpose. So, whatever your circumstances right now, this could be that you're walking this path to work it all out and say, why? Why did this happen? Why is this happening? Why is there almost every day some conflict, whether it's global or whether it's personal? Why is that the nature of the human, the self? So you could be doing a lot of questioning right now about bringing peace, because you're the sort of person, you have a beautiful heart, you just want to live in harmony. You know, you just want order where everyone gets on, and you want like this to be the natural order of things. You know, nature has to some degree a natural order of things. You know, there are certain kind of mathematical shapes that occur in nature. It's natural, but also Mother Nature is pretty cross right now at the world. And, you know, the earth, it moves all the time. It has shifted way before we came here, and it will shift again when in the future we have transitioned. So, you know, it is evolving all the time. We are evolving. The one constant, the one structure in this whole, you know, thing that we call life is change. So a lot of you are trying to, you know, ride that surfboard, as it were, of life, you know, in order to navigate your way through some challenging times, but you have a lot of questions like why. Okay, so I feel a lot of you are trying to find meaning in your everyday, whether it's work, whether it's retirement, whether it's, you know, your personal circumstances, whether it's, you know, your quiet reflective time. I feel there's this energy of you trying to work out some meaning. And for some of you, it could be really direct, like someone said something and you're trying to work out the meaning. What do they mean by that? Maybe it's on your mind. It could be a conversation from years ago, or it could be a conversation from yesterday. Whatever it is, it could be that you're trying to work out, like, why? Why did that happen? Why is this happening? And what do they mean? Or what is the meaning? So with the Six of Pentacles here, you know, the one thing about a spiritual period of growth is people misunderstand it like it's this big aha moment where we work everything out. In fact, actually, it leads to more questions, and it can be really tough. I mean, you probably don't need me to tell you that. I feel a lot of you are going through that right now, but I feel there is this energy of like, when you get this questioning period that leads to some answers, it almost opens doors to more questioning. And you're like, it's almost like some of you are like, I'm falling down the rabbit hole here with all the questions, but it's leading you to a sense of peace. It's leading you towards this sense of knowing more about yourself and what brings you joy and what's important to you. Okay, and the crossing energy here, and this is why I'm mentioning it. I mean, you have a lot of butterflies here, so something has shifted or changed, and you're trying to navigate your way through this. And the Six of Pentacles can indicate that just when you feel like you're on even keel or even footing, suddenly, you know, everything gets turned upside down there, because the Six of Pentacles is all about balance, but it's in a crossing position. So it's like just when you feel like you're finding your way, suddenly life throws you a curveball, or somebody. This could be a relationship. You know, you have a lot of cards here, even though they do not mean, you know, relationship energy or to be connected to an other. You know, an Ace of Pentacles, you know, means the beginning of something. Some of you could be starting again, but there's two beautiful big cats there, two beautiful tigers there. And of course you are represented by the lion. So, you know, big cat energy there, but it could be you and the nature of people around you. This card doesn't mean relationships. It can mean chemistry or spark, you know, with people, friendships. Some of you feel a little bit isolated because your friendships are evolving. And there is this energy coming through. And actually I saw this quote the other day. It's, you know, I want to be aware of why it's coming through, and I feel it's connected more to the Six of Pentacles, because the Six of Pentacles can be two people, you know, putting their arms out to the universe, and a universal figure in the center paying attention to one and not the other at this time. It will shift, of course, but for some of you, you may notice that friendships are shifting, and you're asking the universe, like, why? Why is it that things feel really different right now? Or to some degree, just somehow the same, but you feel differently about it, okay? That's what I'm getting there. And there is this energy for some of you, especially if your friendships are evolving, or you're outgrowing a person or people, or perhaps you're noticing that everyone's taking a step back and protecting their energy, or everything's just changed in some way. I was given this, and I saw it the other day. It's like the universe saw that your friends or somebody abandoned you, so they sent you a stranger, or they're sending you a stranger. They're sending you new people to become your friends, because of course a stranger is just someone you haven't made friends with yet, right? So it can be that some of you are trying to find your soul tribe at this time. You're trying to find new because there's a lot of new energy. And some of you may feel that life has changed so monumentally that it feels like it's new. And you're just so fed up of having to keep like picking yourself up, or things are shifting. It's always change, change, change. And although that is the one constant in life, it's exhausting. So some of you, there is this energy of asking the universe for an omen or a reason why these things are shifting. And the universe, because of course this card, it is in the reverse at first, so I'm reading that aspect of it right now, but it will go into the upright, which means you're in favor. You're being sent an opportunity, or you're being sent something that you've been asking for, praying for, manifesting, and it will be a surprise. It's not going to come when you most expect it. I feel there is some opportunity coming in that helps you kind of like almost like place a cornerstone in your life where you feel more grounded. This could be through a person, it could be a friendship, a new person that you're about to meet, because there's a lot of new here. For some of you, it could be like you're moving to a new neighborhood, or you're moving into a new circumstance in some way. Please apply it to your situation. But it says here, charity, generosity, and sharing. So this can be that, you will share your life with the right people, or you will share your energy with the right opportunities. But it's also, because it's in a crossing position, be mindful of who you share your wonderful energy or ideas with. Because although it is not the sum of you, it will drain your energy. It will influence you. And this is, of course, the things that we witness, watch, observe, listen to, the things that we involve ourselves in. We absorb all that energy and it informs us. So it can be that, you're doing a lot of questioning, like, what is for me at this time? Does this hobby still fit with me? Am I still excited about this goal? So a lot of you are checking in with yourself right now and doing a very thoughtful deep dive emotionally, but also logically about structure, your life, and your responsibilities. Now, of course, that Ace of Pentacles is opportunity, prosperity, and new venture. Okay, but this can indicate, because this is the earthly plane right now, something new is starting for you, and it's been a long time coming. And if it hasn't happened already, it's certainly going to happen. This is the hand of the universe offering you the thing that you wanted, but there's more to come. It's not just this. Okay, we have that Ace of Wands there, so something exciting. A lot of you may feel that life got pretty serious, dull, boring, repetitive cycles, and that's where we actually craft ourselves. That's where we become pros at what we do. You may feel that life has been on autopilot. You're just doing, and you feel that perhaps in the past things were a little bit more exciting, but the world is going to open up for you, and there is more excitement. There is more interest in things that are coming your way. These could be creative interests, but this is an energy of I feel something being offered to you that you feel perhaps was off limits or guarded for some time. I mean, this card in this position also tells me that you're making so much of an effort. You're giving everything that you've got to some sort of new start or new way of doing something, because a lot of you are like, things cannot remain as they are right now. So I feel this shift where you want something new. I feel like you're creating a foundation for yourself. And some of you, this could be like a new way of managing your finances, because we have Pentacles here. You're going from an Ace of Pentacles to a Four of Pentacles, which means you're building some sort of independent financial structure for you and your family. You're thinking about your legacy at this time. I mean, we are approaching July, even though we're in June right now. My beautiful Leo, a lot of you could be thinking about your legacy at this time and what you're about, and just questioning the nature of things. But we have that Emperor energy in the past position, which tells me a lot of you, you feel there's this need for structure or duty, or you have a responsibility there. If you're a parent, I totally get this. Some of you could be, pregnant at this time and about to give birth. Some of you could be, just trying to guide the next generation if you already have children, and it's hard. It can be that, when you just feel like you've got to grips with parenting, suddenly, life throws you a curveball and you're like, oh gosh, this is, there's chaos again. So it can be that you're learning to embrace change in some way, but I feel like, it's important to realize that there is a foundation here. So of course, not everybody is a parent who's listening to this reading. So this could be that you have given yourself to some sort of duty or responsibility, or created some sort of structure in your life right now, and you're having to stick with that. But with that Four of Pentacles, it tells me don't allow life to pass you by. Don't allow the structure to keep you stuck in some way. life is about variety. That is the spice. And some of you with that Ace of Wands, you're like, where's the spice, Baba? Where is it? Where's the spice? So I feel like you are on a trajectory to find the spice, okay? And I feel like you will find it. And the Eight of Cups, there is this energy, a fresh new start here. Eight of Cups doesn't always have to mean that you're walking away from something that wasn't fulfilling. It can indicate that you're ready for a new start. You're ready for something fresh, something exciting. And I feel a lot of you with these aces here, you're just so ready for something new. Whether these are new ideas, new environments, new people, new relationships, new work environments, whatever it is for you, it's going to be different for everyone. But as you can see, there's pyramids there, which means you're creating a foundation where you can pool all of your energy, your resources, in order to channel all that grounded energy. Because a lot of you are trying to ground right now. You're trying to get with the earth or ground, whether it's through food substances, whether it's through getting out in nature, whether it is just with your thoughts. I feel a lot of you are being more mindful about how you utilize your energy or what's really worth your time. Okay, and I feel this structure is going to work really well for you. We've got structure, ambition, and authority. So I feel like you're taking charge of your life, re-empowering yourself, but it's been hard. Okay, and I feel like you haven't had all the resources to work with. Six of Pentacles as a crossing position, especially when we have this energy of Four of Pentacles in your near future. It can be that you're reaching for more, but you haven't felt like you've quite got there yet, or you haven't created this stable foundation to work with. It feels like once you're on your way, sometimes it feels like 2 steps forward, 4 steps back. But I feel there is going to be a grounding point here, and you're going to be able to work from that, okay? Now, of course, this is the potential, the Sun. Happiness, abundance, joy, but also clarity when you're asking all of these questions. Now, of course, these questions, they can be connected to your sense of purpose, but also this could be something that you're trying to work out right now in life. It could be information you need. It could be, you finding the right person to help you with your needs, whether it's like a service provider or whether it is like a builder, a plumber, or it could be someone that you hope can support you in something. If you're a carer, for example, it could be that you're trying to find the necessary support within a legal structure or legal system or in the healthcare system in order to help you do what you do. So please apply it to your situation. But I really get this energy that you're being sent a lifeline, or you're being sent an opportunity to kind of help you or support you in your situation. The Six of Pentacles is that. It is support out of the blue from the universe, an opportunity that will benefit you. That which you feel like you do not have right now, you shall have. So I really feel, it says here, joy, success, and celebration, that there is more to come. It's in your potential energy. And a lot of you, this can be success. But of course, what is success? It is the thing that you desire. It is the thing that you think about all the time. The goal or the determination to get to a certain destination there. And, you're creating a plan or a foundation to get there, wherever there is, and I feel this portal is opening up so you can rise up that staircase and get to where you feel like you want to be, because this is the destination. And as you can see on this beautiful winged figure's back there is a snake. So it means shedding some things. It means saying, okay, you know what, this wastes my time. And, if I want to get to where I want to go, I've got to sacrifice something that is wasting my time or is not fulfilling in order to free myself up. Change is upon you right now, and I feel it's something that perhaps is challenging, but it is freeing. And it says here, conservation, security, and frugality. So a lot of you, this could be you being frugal with your finances. You may be looking at the structures that perhaps people in government are doing right now, and you may be feeling a little bit anxious or nervous or feeling it's not fair the way things are going. There may be things that are fair in certain areas, but other things that apply to you that are not fair, and you're feeling a bit anxious or worried or questioning, why is this happening? What is the end game of all of this? But you're trying to find your foundation of security in all of this. And there is security there for you. And the universe is making sure that you're protected and directed accordingly during these challenging times. So some of you may be putting savings plans in place, or you may be conserving certain things or making sure that you're protected, because the Emperor is a protection energy. And I feel, with that King of Swords, you have an incredible mind. You're being very logical about something as well. The King of Swords is to lead with truth, but also to identify what is that truth? What do you align with? And in order to do that, you have to question. Questioning is good. Questioning is important. So I feel a lot of you are trying to get clear on something. And for some of you as well, you could be getting clear on the intrusive thoughts that tear you down. That's why I'm saying that, it's important for you, because thoughts become things. What you can see in your mind, you can literally have in your hand. Every single thing that you see here started with a thought. Someone thought it would be really cool if I did that. And then the universe, operated and made certain circumstances be available so that person could take the opportunity and then create the thing that they wanted to create. So I feel like, it's important to recognize that you also are a creator in this, and you're working in, collaboration with the universal energies around you to make your dreams become your reality. So this card, it says here, head over heart, clear truth and discipline. So a lot of you are being disciplined in your life right now, working towards a goal, or working towards a new start or a fresh new beginning, or even walking away from something that has tried to derail you or challenge you in a way that is not beneficial for the path ahead. I feel a lot of you are trying to be in the flow of your life, and the Fool card is something that is outside of yourself right now, which means, there's a lot of fun out there to be had, but some of you are locked into this sense of duty right now, and you may have to break free from something. For some of you, the Fool card can also indicate that, circumstances outside of yourself, there's a reset or there's something new going on, and, basically structures have power over those things, but you also have power over those things. And the Fool card can indicate, that you need to take a leap of faith in order to embrace your role or your path in the next steps. Okay, but a lot of you, this could be you launching something as well. I mean, for some of you, because life has been challenging and you feel really tired, the Emperor energy can indicate that you've been under a lot of responsibility, but you're young at heart. You do not look your age. So some of you, it could be that you want a relationship, for example. And as you mature, you may feel the opportunity to find a person is slim. You may feel there's a lack of opportunity to find anyone who aligns with who you are, what you want, that spark. But I can see here that you're creating a foundation, a safe space for a relationship to come in and flourish and thrive. And actually, you're about to meet a person who really sparks with you. But that Eight of Cups indicates you may need to look further afield, not visit your usual places or see the same faces, because, it's coming up fruitless at this time. So this is an evaluation period, taking the alternative path. And I feel a lot of you are ready for an alternative path, just in life in general. You're excited. This is like a blank canvas, but also it can be daunting. You're steadying yourself before you make that leap. That's what a cat does. It does that little shuffle. So I feel like you're in the little shuffling phase of life where you're doing that kind of a readjustment of energy and weight on all those paws kind of thing. And it's suddenly you're going to springboard towards something that is your goal. The opportunity is being made available to you right now, and you're going with it. But you did all the necessary steps beforehand to get to this position. So I feel there's a lot of potential here for you with that Fool card energy. And it says innocence. A lot of you could be looking at you, for example, questioning a relationship or a conversation, and you were the innocent bystander in this conversation. You're like, why is that person always putting their BS on me? Why is that person always trying to, stir a pot or try to tear me down? Well, normally it comes from jealousy. If you're outshining someone and you don't mean to, you're just being you. You are Leo. You naturally shine, and it's exhausting to have to shine all the time, but there's an energy here of expectation. So it could be that, sometimes people, they try to limit your sparkle because they feel like they don't have that sparkle. It just means that they haven't fully formed in their energy. They haven't fully empowered themselves. They will get to that point, but they shouldn't try to rob you of joy or your sparkle just because they cannot muster the energy within themselves to be their authentic self. But they will in time, but only when they mature. But you walking away or distancing yourself from this is damage limitation because you don't want to get caught up in their stuff. So, please apply it to your situation. But it also says wonder. There's also foolishness here, but that only comes from, the Fool card being in the resistance position, and it's not. So I want you to be aware of that. So I feel a lot of you are trying to get curious about life again. Again, wonder is to question. So, I was picking up right from the very beginning with the question mark there, this energy of questioning. Now, the hope and the fear is the Strength card. You hope you're strong enough to, move through these changes. You're a Leo, and this is a Leo card as well. So I feel there's a lot of fiery energy here. You're passionate, you're determined, and the Strength card indicates that you overcome a struggle. And that is the hope. So if you're struggling with something, firstly, I'm sending you a huge hug out there, so much love, but I see that, the only way through right now, and you're going to come out of that really like much stronger, but also informed. And also, you're going to be offered opportunity as a reward for going through whatever it is you're going through. Okay. Also, I feel like you have a lot of inner resolve. You're stronger. You're made of stronger stuff than the average person. And I feel that you have gone through some stuff. You've walked through fire in your life in the past. And I feel that, you are about to flourish and thrive. As you can see, there's lots of blossoming going on around this particular pyramid. Okay, and as you can see over this pyramid here, the moon is there, so it can indicate you're going from, uncertainty to possibility and blooming, as it were. And of course, the fear is the struggle itself, or the fear can indicate that someone like misunderstands you or kind of like underestimates you, what you're capable of, the power that you really have. So I feel this is an energy of you kind of like also rediscovering that sense of self, that spark, that, energy, that limitless power and resolve there. A lot of you may feel that life has tried to chip away at you in some way, but I feel like you're made of stronger stuff and you're coming out the other side of something. And so whatever it is you're wrestling with, I feel like you're ready. We've got the Seven of Pentacles, which is the alternative. It is the evaluation period of something that you're dissatisfied with. And basically, with the Eight of Cups, it indicates you can walk away. At any point, you can walk away and you can reclaim your power and say, actually, I don't want this, or actually, this is not for me. Okay? Even if you're bound to something, even if it's like a contract, there is a way for you to say, hey, I'm not down with this anymore. I'm going to work out logistically and legally, because you have a King of Swords there, how is the best way for me to walk away from this or set myself free from this? So a lot of you are doing that. For some of you, it could be, an addiction. Maybe you're addicted to something like coffee, like I am. Sometimes, sometimes I need that extra boost. And I may have one too many, and then I know that's bad for me because of the effect it has on me, how I'm like jittery and I can't think and, all of those things. So it can be that I love it, but I know I shouldn't have that extra one or two sometimes that, I need to get by because sometimes I don't sleep so well. And, it can be that you're reassessing something and going, okay, I really need to take control of this right now. It's been some time. And although I'm tempted to fall back into a cycle of repeat, I need to honor my body. I need to acknowledge that my mind does not work so well when it is tanked up completely on caffeine, for example. So some of you are reclaiming that for yourself and saying, enough, okay? You're being really kind of like stricter with yourself, as it were. And it says here, hard work, perseverance, and diligence, and that's going to see you through, okay? But also, there's something weird coming through here, and this may not resonate with everybody, but it's coming through, okay? It's like the law of jungle, okay? It's like you can be the prey or you can be the person who is in control, and I feel like you're taking back that just because of the nature of the animals here that just came through. So it's like you're not going to be on the other end of someone's kind of like BS, or it's like you're taking command now. You're not going to get bulldozed by whatever this is or life in general. So that's what I'm feeling from this intuitively. That's not something that came up in the water. It's something that just came out there, okay? Yeah, so I'm just going to leave that there because I'm not sure where it's going with that, but it can be that perhaps you've been the victim of someone's anger, or you felt like you were walking on eggshells with a person and you're like, actually, no. no, I'm not going to be dealing with this anymore. You know, you're recognizing that your happiness is not tied up with another. So you're freeing yourself up from that and saying, actually, I'm doing me right now. So please apply it to your situation. We have the Ace of Wands, creation, willpower, and inspiration. So this can indicate this spark, rediscovery of self, that passion, you know, but also it is another starting card. It's another hand from the universe, an opportunity that has so much potential. But also, this is the breakthrough point for a lot of you. You know, this is the decision to be in the flow. If you think about, jellyfish, jellyfish, this is about being in the flow, but you have that sting. But you don't want to utilize that sting, so you're trying to come in peace on a situation, and, it's almost like you're exerting your dominance in a situation that says, you know what, I could go down a route where I use some words that could hurt, but I'm choosing peace today, but just know that the threat would have been there. I could have, but I didn't. I'm just being given this energy, so I don't really know where that's coming from, but I have to honor it that it's come through. The Eight of Cups indicates you walk away knowing your power, that you had the power to affect something, but actually you decided not today. You just let the person or the situation realize, I'm powerful, or I have the power to affect this situation both positively and negatively. I'm leaving it positively, but know that I could have gone there, but I didn't. Okay, so that's coming through. But we have that Eight of Cups, which is about you being on this path of self-discovery and self kind of like knowingness, a rediscovery, as it were. The Eight of Cups actually means to kind of like be free. And it's okay to restart if you're restarting in some area of your life, whether it's, restarting single after a long-term relationship, or restarting finding a job, a new job, or a new neighborhood. Restarting actually means that you had the courage to say, actually, this is not working for me anymore. I've learned, and I don't want to waste my time on that. This is my life. I'm reclaiming it. It's better over here. Why should I stay there if I really prefer to be over here? So a lot of you are doing that right now. And you're not starting from scratch, you're starting from experience. You've got lessons under your belt that you take with you on the next part of your journey. And that in itself is freeing. So I feel this Eight of Cups is like you either changing direction or transitioning through something where there is freedom on the other side. And you're releasing something. And I feel this is about you owning your power. And whoever walks away on an Eight of Cups walks straight into a Nine of Cups. So I would say that a wish is going to be delivered for you, but you had the courage to walk away from something, or you had the courage to question something that you feel has been happening for a long time that you're not down with, or you don't want to be part of in some way. I'm just going to go get some final cards for you. Now, of course, that reading, it may not resonate with everyone, but I have to honor the energy that comes through, the cards that come through. Also, a lot of you could be trying to start something new. You could be trying to launch something new, a new version of you, but also a new style or a new project, or, whatever it is. There's definitely some sort of new energy about you right now. And, oh, look at that card. Challenge yourself to be stronger than your challenges. That's you all over. You are strong. You're one tough cookie because you've had to be, because life taught you you had to be. So we have, don't worry about what could go wrong. If something does go wrong, you'll be able to make the best out of it. Sometimes humans in general, will sit in fear. And actually fear can rob us of all dreams and joy more than rejection ever could. So I feel a lot of you, if you're reaching for something right now, you're going for something, you're feeling a little bit like uncertain, you're not sure how it's going to go, I can see it's going to be very successful, very freeing, very fulfilling as well there, okay? But you're making the best out of it, whatever it is, okay? And if some of you have come to this reading and there has been a rejection, because you did get this rejection energy here, it says rejection is for your protection. Rejection is always protection and redirection. And a lot of you with that Eight of Cups, it could be redirection. So if you've been dealing with someone in the past who tried to control you, micromanage you, or tried to have a hold of you, like an emotional kind of manipulative, maybe even abusive kind of like hold on you in the past, you're setting yourself free. And some of you could already be free from this, but are you free in the mind? Does your mind still wander back to those moments? And are you reframing it now in order to have more power in that situation? So it says here, challenge yourself to be stronger than your challenges. And that came out in this reading very strongly, okay? And finally, I'm loving this because sometimes, yeah, the Fool card and the Eight of Cups, sometimes we do have to wander to find our place in the world. That's what your last card is, and I love it. It says, you will find your place in the world, even when you don't know how. Sometimes we don't know what's ahead. That's what the Eight of Cups is. It's like, you don't know where you're going. You've got a destination point in mind. You've got a goal. You don't know how you're going to get there, but the universe is going to make sure that you get there. So this can indicate that you're going to find your place. You're going to be on the right path. You don't know how, but you are. So I'm very excited about this. And whether you're trying to find your soul tribe or where you belong, where you fit, whether that's a neighborhood, whether it's a job, whether you fit in like with a certain group of people, why fit in when you were born to stand out? And that's that Eight of Cups. You are standing out because you're saying, no, there's a structure here. I'm not happy with it. I'm freeing myself up from the structure. You know, it's always been this way. It's really just annoying now, and I'm done. And finally, we have, ooh, what does this say? Oh my gosh, I got true chills. You know why? You know, I'm a Leo moon, so I love this. So we've got courage. I kid you not, courage. And it is actually like this metal kind of like, I don't even know what to call that. It's like a metal gold bar. You know, this is about you valuing yourself and having the courage to walk away from anything or anyone who does not respect or value you or your time. Okay, I hope you can see courage written on there because sometimes the camera blurs, okay? And I'm away from the camera so I can't see it. I'm not, you know, technically kind of like au fait with having screens so I can see whether it's like on screen or anything, but I hope you could see that. It says courage. So I'm loving that. And I will leave that there, my beautiful Leo. I'm sending you huge amounts of hugs and love there as you transition this next part of your life. But what lies on the other side is exciting and it is fun. And I feel all that questioning is good. It's going to lead you to the place where you feel you belong. But most importantly, it's going to lead you back home to self. Okay? So I'll leave it there. Thank you so much and love and light.